So today, before I take it a little bit different, I'm going to take you outside. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show you a few things that I would do probably before maybe a workout, or just in the morning, or sometime throughout the day if I'm feeling a bit stiff. So I'm going to use a foam roller. I'm going to use like a peanut, a couple almost like two balls strapped together, and things like that. Just kind of some soft tissue work really. Help with any tightnesses that you might find that you get in with your workouts. Yeah, so hope you enjoy. I'm going to take you outside and we'll crack on. Alright then guys, so we're going to start with the peanut. Peanut here I'm going to use to mobilise some of the thoracic spine. Now I'm really tight in the thoracic spine. So if it's something that you are tight with as well, then maybe give this a go. So what I'm doing is holding my core nice and tight, and then I'm just putting the peanut into the thoracic spine kind of area, and just, you can see, rocking back and forward into extension, making sure my lower back doesn't hyperextend. And what I'm doing is I'm doing about 10 at each level, then I'm going to move it up a little bit higher, do 10 each level, then move it up a little bit higher. But yeah, the main things to remember with this is it core's nice and tight, and your lower back, so your lumbar region, doesn't hyperextend. You're trying to move and mobilize the thoracic part of the spine. So just take a little look. Yeah. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the foam roller. With this foam roller, we are going to move straight into the quads. So we're going to roll out the quads. Again, quads is a really tight area for me, especially on the outside of the quads. So what we're going to do is we're just going to roll up, maybe just do a nice couple of slow passes from right up near the hip all the way down to the knee. So just a couple to start with. And then on the second or third pass, when we find like a really tight spot, what we want to do is we just want to hold it there. Breathe in. See there, you can see as my foot comes up, and exhale as you lower back down the foot. And you can do that about 3 times in the same spot. So inhale on the way up and exhale on the way down. This will just be able to make yourself kind of relax the muscle a little bit more into it, get a bit of movement through, a little bit of that soft tissue release through as well. Really work on the tight spots that you might find within the quad. Now you can do this as many times as you want on each leg. It's completely up to you and where you find the tight spots within the quad. But yeah, so I would say probably a maximum of sort of 10 passes up and down total, but depending on where you find the spots, just stop and do a bit of movement throughout. Okay, now we're going to move on to probably one of the most painful parts of this rolling session for me. So the IT bands. So it's exactly the same as the quads. We're just going to make 1 to 2 passes up and down just to kind of ready the muscles and get the muscles in, find out where the kind of tight spots are. And then when we find those tight spots, exactly the same. Deep breath in, bend the knee, exhale, relax that muscle, and extend the foot, the leg out. So deep breath in, bend that knee, exhale, extend the leg. So you really relax into that muscle, really getting deep into that soft tissue release. Alright then, so I'm going to move on to the ball. So I have a largish ball, and I am going straight into the glutes. Okay, so you see here that you bend over one leg, and then what you can do there from here is just roll around the glutes. Now this one's slightly different. So what you're going to do is when you find that tight spot, you find it, you can see there, here it is. Oh, I can see that tight spot. Deep breath in, exhale, and relax into that tight spot. I'm going to hold it for about 10 seconds, and you're going to move on around again. So really get out to the glute medius, over to the side. Find those tight spots, and when you find them, deep breath in, and release, exhale, in to there. You see there's a real few tight spots. You can see in my face going there really tight. So yeah, you can do it for about 1 to 2 minutes, just rolling around on that glute. Okay, so now I'm going to move it in the big ball. It's the easiest way I find to do it, into your hip flexors. So with the ball here, it's a little bit more flexibility to get right up in that hip flexor. It's quite a tight spot, so with the foam roller, kind of gets in the way. Most of the other exercises you can do with, say, like a foam roller, but this is probably the one where you really need to use a ball or something along those lines, just so you can get in there a little bit easier. And the same as the glutes, you're just rolling it around, trying to find those tight spots. When you find them, big deep breaths, 10 big deep breaths, and then relax and keep relaxing into that muscle. And again, 1 to 2 minutes each side. Okay, so we go back onto the foam roller, rectus spinae and muscles in behind the shoulder blades. So with this one here, look, hands full out, almost a little bit arched in the back, so your shoulder blades are split, so they're spreading apart, so you can get right up through. You can roll over to the side a little bit if you need to, each side. Again, you can do this with a ball, you can do this with the peanut. It's completely up to you how you feel that you want to do it. But the more those kind of shoulder blades are split, the more you can really get right up in and get to little muscles that you don't normally get to. Okay, moving back to the ball. Now we're going through the lats. Now lats, really good for your shoulder flexibility. You might think that's a bit weird, but it does help with that shoulder flexibility. Just being able to give that a little bit more relaxation up through. So but you do exactly the same with this as you would with the other ones. So you roll in, finding those tight spots, holding big deep breaths in and out. You probably saw the else then just come into shot. She was out in the sun enjoying it with me out in the garden, as was Amy. But they weren't doing anything, they were just sunbathing. I was the one that was doing the workout. Right, we're now going to go into the pec. Something I'm really tight on. With all my training in the past that I've done a lot of pushing. So this really gets, so with this one we can bring a bit of movement back. So you can roll it round, get it right up in the pec there, and just move around with the shoulder, with the arm, finding it, holding it again, deep breaths in and out, and we can get back to some movements again. This really helps you just get right up in there. You can see my feet twitching a bit because it's painful. we go. So get it right up in that pec. Right, this is another one. This next exercise has been known to make grown men cry. Calves. So I'm back onto the peanut and I'm going to roll it up. And I like the peanut on this because you can get it right up on both sides of the gastroc. So the gastroc's there, your two muscles coming up the side. So it really works really well with a peanut. So yeah, again with this one you can bring the movement back in the foot. So you find those tight spots. Deep breath in, flex the foot. Deep breath out, extend the foot. Again, 3 times on each spot. Going up and down, you can rock from side to side, just get on the internal and external part of the calves. And again, make sure you go right the way up to the back of the knee joint and right the way back down to the ankle joints to really get going there. You see in my face. Face gives it away. I'm trying to be cool and calm, but that pain up in that calf, really not fun. But it's really worthwhile. We'll get out all these tight spots. Alright, so we're going back onto the ball. This time we're going to go in the adductors, so right up inside. You can see there that I'm giving you a bit of a demonstration of what we're going to do. A little bit tricky to get into position for this one. Sometimes it's a bit better if you've got a slightly bigger ball, helps get up in there a bit easier. It can be done with foam roller, balls, anything like that. And it's exactly the same as what we've been doing recently. So find those tight spots, roll up and down the leg. Find it when you find it. Deep breath in, bend the knee again. Exhale, extend the leg. And there's Elsie again. I think Amy's chucking a tennis ball for her, letting her play around a little bit out in the sun with us. There it is, we're done. So this can be done just before a workout. Can be done on its own. Generally speaking, if I do it just before a workout, I just pick a couple of areas that are really tight and I know that are going to be really worthwhile to do before that specific workout that I'm doing. So for instance, if I was doing a squat session for say, I might really work on my adductors because I know that really helps me. And a few other, maybe my calves as well, that helps me quite a lot with my calves. And say bench press session or row session, I might focus a bit more upper body stuff, so like the pecs and the back. With the peanut and the thoracic spines, I like to do them as often as I can, first thing in the morning. Like I said at the beginning, I'm really tight in my thoracic spine area, so I really need to give that a lot of attention. So I find every morning, spend a few minutes just moving back and forward, just getting those thoracic spine, the thoracic vertebrae, just kind of relaxed and moved up. I find it makes a big difference. So if you do try it, take a picture or check yourself out in the mirror, your posture before you do it. And as long as you said keep that core tight and don't let that lower back, so the lumbar spine, overarch, and just work through 10 pulses on each bit of the thoracic vertebrae. Then check again afterwards and see how you feel. I find that when I'm done, I'm stood up so much taller and my spine feels so much looser. And I said, if you do have lower back problems, that's one really good way to try and take the pressure off of your lower back, especially if that thoracic spine area is really tight. That's what I've been doing and I found it working really well. Alright, so another thing just to add, you can see that I've got a few specialised bits of equipment there. So I've got the peanut, the big ball and the foam roller. Now, if you don't have a foam roller, doesn't matter. If you haven't got a peanut, doesn't matter. If you haven't got the big ball, doesn't matter. So, like I said, yeah, you can go out and buy a foam roller if you want to. You can go out and buy a peanut if you want to. But the best way, if you haven't got one and you want to start straight away, if you've got any tennis balls or any hockey balls, lacrosse balls, anything like that, that you might have just hanging around, bit of tape, tape them together, made yourself a peanut. Easy. The larger ball, anything like that, a little bit bigger. You can use a small lacrosse ball or hockey ball. If you've got anything that's slightly bigger, you can use that as well. So whatever you've got lying around the house, that got a bit of firmness towards it, you should be able to use it, be fine. Foam roller, if you haven't got one of those, then you've got PVC piping, so you can always get that from down the hardware store. You know, a bit of thick PVC piping, you can use that to roll out on. Again, anything that looks like that, you think that might work, probably will. You'll be fine. The stuff I've got is just for ease and stuff I've accumulated over the time that I've been doing this. But yeah, I've started off with whatever I could grab my hands on when I first started. But yeah, like I said, if you do have what I've got, perfect as well. You just got to do what you can and you'll be fine. If you have any questions, just shout them down the bottom in the comments, and we can do my best to try and answer them for you.